Reece was involved in an accident on the line we're gonna go ski today, so while we're getting up there, we're gonna...
Carbon in my finger. Okay, I gotta get this out. This is fucking pissing me off.
So throughout this video, I thought I'd just include some commentary, asking Reece some questions about the whole event. Well, here we are taking the ferry to ski again. We might go for Tet Face today. Reece is a little, his nerves are a little high because the last time he was on Tet Face, it was to retrieve his skis after his buddy tomahawked down and exploded his pelvis. So that's pretty understandable. So how long ago was the accident?
May 20th or 2021.
You're gonna have to speak louder over top of that. You keep doing it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it was May 2021. I think you could Google it. It's on the Coast Reporter, the date.
I'll put in like the video there. So stoked to get out again. This February's been insane. We got a bunch of snow and then it's just stayed like below freezing at sea level for the most part. Anyways, let's get on the boat. No, at the bottom of the road, buddy.
She's a little delaminated. Not completely. So we're gonna try and fix it. You can see the line from the ferry, which is really cool. It just looks really cool. Big, solid chunk of granite. It's just fun to ski things that you can look at on the ferry.
What if we get through this ditch? Probably. 300 meters elevation. That's so awesome, dude, in the sun.
We left the car really early. My first thoughts were it was really icy, and I wish I brought my crampons because we were going super light that day. Because of the time of year, we left all our Abbey gear, had to go out onto this rock, and it was like, it had melted the day before and water was rushing down, and it was just like a fucking quarter-inch of frozen ice all up the rocks. And I remember just thinking like it's really icy and we're gonna be real careful.
Well, I think that's where we're parking her for the day, eh?
Yeah. Ugh.
That looks like a 6 p.m. problem right there. Man, if I wasn't so bad at driving a sled, I definitely would have gotten through that. Fuck it. Let's go ski.
I remember when we got up, there's a flat spot, we ditched our shit and we went out to the top and there was a bunch of goat tracks and goat poop from like that morning. They were fresh. Your skin is completely off your ski, brother. It's like 100% hanging off. Oh, not 100, 40.
You got it.
Jesus Christ.
Just gotta get your right foot on top of that alder. It's a big lunge.
Jesus.
Want a hand?
I'm good. Thank you, though. And I remember saying to him, it's gonna be pretty icy. In hindsight, we should have just fucking sat there because
waited for the corn to warm up. Just jonesing to go, eh?
Yeah, and it was honestly, it was okay. Like I skied first, and it was okay. It was chattery. That was the only issue with it. Nice. Skis got broken on the same day at the same area. 800 meters of refrozen avalanche debris. We ended up in the trees trying to take a shortcut. It got to the point where we were just aggressively throwing our skis down and then like crawling on our bellies to them. And
man, I don't know why no one skis here.
And then we tried to ski away when they were slightly delaminated and they filled with snow I actually stopped skiing for the year after that. I still got my turns all
for the month.
I still got like my turns all year. I did some fun stuff later in the spring, but like I was kind of done after that for a while. I have a lot of epoxy to put on here. So because it was so chattery, I skied down first, and I remember calling up to Ben and saying, it's quite icy, be careful. He dropped in, and his first turn or two were pretty positive, but then he hit a little chatter. His stins were low, and his one ski blew off. We got about 400 meters of glade skinning, and then we'll be at the Planet of the Apes. And then we'll be going up Fentanyl Alley. Which was not named by me, that was named by the search and rescue crew. I was like, you guys can name this line. They're like, Fentanyl Alley. Never given someone a fentanyl hit in such a rowdy place. And I was like, sick.
Let's go ski.
Here for it.
Let's go ski Fentanyl Alley. Well, that's one of the faces we were thinking of skiing up there. It's pretty rollerballed out though, looks pretty sun affected. So we're gonna go around the left side of Tet Peak there and ski the southwest face.
He tried to correct it, just the other ski popped off, and he started going down pretty quick and heading towards the granite, and he stayed on his feet down at first.
We're finally just breaking out of the trees. This kind of approach keeps a lot of people out of a zone, but at the same time, this kind of approach also makes it that much better when you finally get the ridge, eh?
Yeah, and look at this view behind you.
Yeah, gorgeous. Reece said his buddy Bruce named this Planet of the Apes because of the red rock up here. Lots of sick little lines. Looks like a resort. Be a sick little resort bowl. No lifts though, just a slog from 300 to get in. There's the line.
And as his feet came down, sliding, he hit a chunk of granite, and it just threw his momentum forward, and he just started tomahawking.
All right, well, we're 150 off the summit and we're transitioning to boot packing. Just gonna throw the crampons in case it gets icy near the top. And yeah, it's not powder, but I mean, 12 days after the snow, this is literally the best you can ask for on the coast.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Dragged all through the granite, which was pretty brutal because had he gone 10 feet to the right or 10 feet to the left, like he wouldn't have ragdolled through the granite. He could have ragdolled into a tree or into other granite. He did manage to take the worst route choice.
Whoa! Sick! Dude! It's gonna be a good view of it from the summit. Proper. Would you say it was a no-fall zone? Yeah, careful with your feet here. Some terrain to take our time in.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just busted the old inclinometer out and this thing was 53 degrees right here. Feels like it too. I'm covering a little rock here. There's the edge of it.
How's the snow up there?
Fucking 4-inch sun crust. It's very variable. Yeah, ski all right. We'll have to take our time through the top. Pretty hyped to just ski off Tet Peak.
Because he fell, and that was a no-go. That was bad. So, I mean, you could, like I said, like in theory, if it was softer and better luck or different luck and a little to the side, you could fall and it probably wouldn't have been the end of the world. You could, I could see in a certain circumstance, tomahawking down that chute that Sid skied the day we skied it and having it be like shitty, but not traumatic. Just conditions dependent.
The day we're skiing it in this video, it likely wouldn't have been near that bad.
Because it was firm, but it wasn't like ice firm. It was chattery and it was fun though. I kind of enjoy skiing shitty snow. It's kind of fun. I remember being like, in my head, kind of being a little puckered, being like, oh, you don't want to fall here for sure with that granite below you.
Pretty hard under here. Decent veggie belays though.
Right before we had dropped in, we got buzzed by a helicopter on the summit, and I remember saying to Ben, well, they're watching us now, we can't fuck up.
Oh.
Because he's like, yeah, or drop a ski. Then you'd be known as the guy who lost a ski on Tet Peak. And he said that's like 10 minutes before he fucking lost both his skis and trundled.
Watch your footing there. There's a bit of rock. Is this cornice up here?
Huh?
Is this cornice?
Bro, I'm nervous about that.
Yeah, I think this might be just cornice basically.
I had a lot of anxiety climbing up to the top.
Oh, you can see some stuff over there.
That last like 30 meters. It was like, I don't want to stay close to the cornice. I don't want to watch Sid fall down the other side of the mountain. Where you going?
I can see stuff, just taking a look. Sick. This is good. Whoa, dude, this is sick. The route I took is good. We can top out right here. Because it was something that was out of your control that happened, right? It wasn't you that fell, it was your buddy that fell.
And that was my whole
that's
thought.
scary.
I was like, I don't want to watch another friend Trundle and have to call from the same spot. Be like, yo, remember that last time you picked me up?
I need a ride again.
I got another buddy who trundled.
Ew! Yeah! Buddy! So sick! There's walls of steel. So we just skied that 2 days ago and skinned all the way back up Thorn in My Ass Hill. And then we went up through the trees all the way back to the summit, skied off the top and out the other way. 2 days later, Tet Peak. There's a bunch of raven prints on the other summit. That's so cool. Crazy, dude. It's a little gnarly, but you could totally poke over the summit today. An up and over day sometime would be nuts. Pretty darn cool place to put the skis on, eh? It's super rowdy. Whew. I'm ready for some skiing.
I'm very ready for some skiing.
And we are locking the toes for this one. All right. Sorry, subscribers, but I'm gonna go slow here. Because this is pretty fucked exposure. So since the accident, how has it affected you and your skiing?
Well, right away it was, I didn't find any notice because they left our skis up there because they couldn't fit them in the helicopter.
I think I'm just gonna not get a turn in because I'm just worried it's rock.
Yeah.
In this very top part.
Yeah. So I went back a week later with another friend of mine to get the skis from the top, and then we skied another line that had significantly more exposure.
I'll test it out. It's pretty good. Dude, that's so sick. Tet SW Face.
I remember I was fine climbing up with Brock, and then when we dropped in, I had my ice axes and my legs were shaking before I dropped in. But once I had 1 or 2 positive turns, it kind of just came back to me and it was fine. And then I kind of took a little bit of a break from skiing after that for a bit. And I noticed that it started creeping in like a couple weeks later. I'd be at work, like walking over a gully, dropping like some green waste into like a ravine or something, like look over and think, wow, if I tripped and fell, I could hit my head on that rock and die. And like, no one would know where I was. And just like these weird intrusive thoughts. Or I'd be like driving and I'd be like, what if my fucking CV axle snapped and I'm going 100 kilometers an hour and all of a sudden like I just like, my car starts trundling. Like all these irrational things that would just like these really specific things that like could maybe in a specific context happen but probably wouldn't. The following couple years skiing, I found it wasn't such a big deal in skiing.
So pretty punchy as you get in. The rib in the middle, once you get down where I went, starts to get pretty soft. She sloughs like mad. I'm in a good spot though, you can go.
But a couple of years after that, like now it's been 4 years, but the last 2 years especially, I noticed I started getting a lot of anxieties before dropping into any exposure. And when I used to just get so excited and have so much fun and just like, now I kind of get a bit of trepidation before dropping in, thinking I could hurt myself there, I could hurt myself here.
Yeah, dude.
Which isn't a great mentality to drop into a ski line.
No, because you want to be like in the zone and get in a flow state.
If you're looking at all the things you could hurt yourself with,
it's pretty
like
steep.
You might think
it's good to be aware of them.
Yeah, it's good to be aware.
But you don't want to be focusing.
Thinking about them, then you're not thinking about doing it properly. So it was kind of fucking with me and making me just a nervous, shitty skier.
The first few years that we were skiing together, you would get like some pretty serious anxiety going into like steep lines.
Yeah. The first year I think it was fine. Like when we skied the hallway.
You got kind of mad during that one, but that was because I kicked off a dinner plate of ice and it hit you in the face and gave you a bloody nose. But it wasn't to do with the
no, it was fine.
The fear of the line.
Yeah, and it was like the second and third year we've been skiing, the last couple of years, where it really just started rearing its ugly head, and I realized it was this unaddressed sort of thing in my body and my mentality that was just creating anxiety and preventing me from really enjoying it. Once I really acknowledged what it was something I could work through.
Skier's left is soft.
Rowdy.
Super rowdy. It was soft until I cut onto this part. That's what I mean. That side of it's soft, this side isn't. So sick, dude.
Well, we're done the steeps.
Yeah.
Wow. And this last year, I kind of really put some focus into just kind of pushing back in. Really pushed the expanse of what we know about the park. So yeah, the walls of steel was good because it was just like pure fun that day. And then we went and skied Tet Peak again. It was good, it was rad. We were finally wanting to get that winter ascent. I hadn't been back actually on the mountain since getting the skis a week later. Once we got onto the top, that was fun, that was really cool. And then skiing down, there was a lot of anxiety.
Getting into the top of the line was pretty gnarly and exposed.
Just exposure.
Variable conditions.
Super variable. Avalanches, slough, snow conditions, so many different things play a role. I really focused on just enjoying it. I think I did.
It's not that soft. You.
Brother.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. That's a fucking awesome one. Oh, we did it.
That's so sick, dude.
That went well. The top skied really nice.
The top did ski nice.
Like really nice.
That was great.
The bottom was atrocious.
The chute wasn't horrible. Yours looked bad. This is gonna ski fucking great. I think we should waddle over this flat. Skiing Tet Face, I think, deserves some liquid courage. Huh. That was awesome. Such good turns up top.
This one's for you, Ben. Those turns were for you too. We locked our toes thinking about you.
That we did.
Thanks, James.
Back in the blower where the sun didn't get it. That looks awesome. No, the one spot. What was calling SAR like? That's something everyone always thinks about, right? And you just hope you never have to do it.
Ben was kind of in shock. I didn't know if he was internally bleeding. And I, at the time, didn't have a satellite phone. He had the satellite phone, and he wasn't letting me have it because he was all mad at himself. I decided that I would just, instead of making a fucking issue with him and stressing him out and raising his heart rate and making him bleed internally faster if that was the case, that I would just run back to the top of the mountain where there's cell service.
So, by run back to the top of the mountain, you mean climb back up?
Climb back up when he just fell down. Ben tomahawked down and I was videotaping, and then he slid past me, let out like a bit of a grumbling groan. I was like, oh, at least he's not dead. Because at first I thought he was dead. I was sure he was dead. I was like, there's no way he could survive. He was just trundling through granite. So I was like, he's gonna be fucked. So then I decided, okay, sweet. Went down to him, and he'd kind of stopped himself by jamming his feet into the snow. And I was like, are you good, bro? And he's like, I'm fine. I was like, you're not fine. Best case scenario, you totally broke your hips. Just because he landed on his ass a couple times through the granite, and I was like, I could see just his legs were fucked. Because he tried to stand up and like wobbled down, and I was like, dude, you have no stability. I want to hold the ass end of that ski up for a sec.
Oh yeah! Oh, that's a hole. That was fun. Oh man.
guess I just called 911 on my phone. And I was like, hey, explain what happened. They were like, okay, we'll forward this number to search and rescue, and then we will have them call you. So I skied back down to Bend. I skied down pretty much what he just fallen down, so I was always like freaking freaked out.
No doubt.
This looks hilarious. Trying to get out of here before dark.
There we go. The Subalpinist Ski Repair Shop. Get your September ski repairs here.
I love this one doing absolutely nothing.
I love how it doesn't even have a lever, so you're just doing it with your grip string.
I dug him out a little platform to put his feet and gave him my ice axe and got him all positioned and stuff, and melted some water. But then there's no cell service where he was, so I had to go back up to the top, wait for this phone call. So I'd kind of go up and down and up and down.
Okay.
My friend gave me an iPhone 5 because I had a tablet I was bringing to the mountain. They're like, this is ridiculous.
Just past the tablet days.
Yeah. So it died, because they die in the cold. They don't last long. It's like, okay, so I went back down to Ben, and I was like, hey man, you're gonna give me your phone. And his pocket had ripped open, and phone was not there. So I went back to the top to where he fell from. Fucking find this phone. I was just like stomping around, looking in every little crack as the snow melts away from the granite. There's like little moats. So every rock I'd see, I'd look at it, reaching down, trying to look, standing there thinking where his phone could have gone. And I spent like 20-30 minutes doing this and no luck. And my phone's dead, so I'm like, we're fucked. So I could have gone and used his satellite phone.
At this point, did you realize like how injured he was?
Yeah, he couldn't move his legs. So I was like, but he wasn't dead. Pretty high pressure, because I was like, he's not dead, but he could be dying. So then I go back down, and right on this little perch of moss, I see this like shiny object. I'm like, no fucking way. And I go down there, and there's his phone.
Oh. Okay, slow down.
So I got his phone and the screen was all smashed, but it worked. So I went back to the top. He had a different cell service provider and didn't have service up there to call, but I could send text. So I texted Christine. And this is insane because now I have a satellite phone and he had one. Looking back, this is insane. But in the moment, it felt like the right thing. I've had a lot of people grill me on this part, and it's like, in that moment, you're in panic mode. You don't always know what you have to do, if it's the right thing. You're just like, you set a goal and you achieve the goal, and then you set a new goal.
The fact that you've already contacted search and rescue and he still wouldn't let you use his satellite phone.
Yeah, he was just
kind of wild.
He was just hung up on it for some reason. I don't remember exactly. He was mad about his girlfriend, or his wife, I mean, finding out. And he was like, I don't want my wife to find out. She's gonna find out. He was just really upset, and I was okay with it. I just didn't want to press him on it. I texted Christine, my partner, off of his phone, and sort of a very quick message saying, hey, call 911. So she gets this message and thinks that I'm dead because it's coming from Ben's phone.
So inadvertently, instead of freaking out his...
It just freaked Christine out. North Shore Search and Rescue, bless their hearts, but they post what they're doing on their social media as they're doing it. They put a vague post not saying what was happening. And they also put a photo of someone being long lined out. As from like a training thing, so everyone thought they were like lining our dead bodies out. That's what everyone said. They were like, we thought you guys were dead. They were just long, like put a photo of your bodies being held out at the valley. Yeah, that was a little silly on all accounts. But then yeah, so I get his phone working with Christine, and then they're trying to contact me. I was pretty stressed out, I imagine. I remember telling
You imagine?
I remember saying it, and then
yeah, no doubt.
I was just like, stop sending me texts about click this. And it's loading a web browser. In my mind, I'm like, oh, they'll just wave at them. They explained afterwards, like when you're flying over looking for someone on a mountain, telling the difference between a person and a tree or a person and a rock is so hard. Because if you're right down at a level where you can distinguish every object, you're not able to cover that area you're scanning looking for those people. Yeah. They'd never been there. Had I said we're at this point on Crown Mountain, they probably would have been like, oh, we know exactly where that gully is or whatever. But no one had ever been there. And I remember hearing on the radio from Bruce Mitchell says if they're calling you on their cell phone, they're at this point on the mountain because there's only cell service there.
There she is. Why didn't we take care of this in the fucking morning? Well, this sucks.
Some dumbass parked their fucking sled in the middle of the road.
Woo! That was quick.
That was awesome, dude. That was like literally 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I got blood all over my video. Hilarious.
From what?
Just cutting myself one of these last few days and turning it on.
How are you currently feeling about steep skiing?
Pretty fired up, I'd say, about steep skiing. I got a knee issue that I'm working on.
So you'd say you're more worried about your knee pain than you are about steep skiing?
Yeah.
Do you feel that's a turning point?
Yeah, I'm getting old. You see those little guys who ski steep shit? For sure. I'll be one of them. For sure.
Locked and loaded, 25 minutes to the boat. Once again, we're back on the boat with the mini truck and the sled. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you like what you see, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace. Time to eat a burger.
Your skin is completely off your ski, brother.
Yours is gonna fix. Yours is gonna fix too, dude.
We'll see.